This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 974, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, fully recovered from COVID, Jesse Carey.
Hello. I feel like a new man this way. I literally texted Cameron after I know we got to do introductions, but I'm coming in hot today because I feel like I was low energy last week. The night before we recorded, Cameron Carter's like, "Hey, are you good to go? Like, how are you feeling all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got it." About 10 minutes into the recording, I was like, I'm kind of feeling gassed here. But I let my body fully recover. I've had about 6 cups of coffee this morning. Ready to rock and roll, guys. Back at it. You know? All
right. And back from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
And joining us from where are you? Houston, Texas. Downtown, Emily Brown.
Hello.
The birthday girl. Guys, this is the first day that she is fully in her upper 20s. She's 27 years old yesterday.
Let's get it.
And if she looks a little tired, it's because she was out celebrating her birthday last night. So just FYI.
Downtown, you just lighting Houston on fire last night. Just let it rip.
I went to this like retro arcade.
If we light Houston on fire, it'd be an improvement. Just FYI.
Whoa.
Got
a Houston hater up in here.
Hey, they built a city on a swamp. That is an unnatural, gross town.
To be fair, they built a large part of a state on one too. If you drive through the Everglades, it's ambitious. When you get to Miami, you're like, I feel like they transition from like anacondas and snakes to high rises pretty quick here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you're right. That's true. We both live in unnatural places. Yeah. All right. So Emily, tell us about what did you do last night for your birthday?
I went to this retro arcade place and I played a lot of skee ball because I really love, that's like my favorite arcade game. But it was just really fun. Like I know that I'm supposed to be 27 and an adult, but I don't want to be. And so I just decided to go play games instead. And I would suggest that for anybody. I know Cameron's been telling me that I like have to mourn my youth, but I am going to hold on to it for as long as I possibly can.
If going to video arcades is the sign of an adulthood, I just call me Peter Pan because my wife and I did a date day the other day and we went to, it was like, Pixels and Pints, same kind of deal. One of those kind of things where they have retro video games. And let me say this too. I go to Dave and Buster's every once in a while for like kid's birthday or whatever. Every once in a while I just end up at Dave and Buster's.
Or happy hour. Yeah. I mean, what are you mean kid's birthday?
Or it's like, my intention was going to the mall to get like a new dress shirt, and I just happened to stumble into the Dave and Buster's and don't leave all afternoon. But I'll say this: there's something appealing about the old school the old school arcade games are just so much more fun, especially if they're kind of janky and a little broken. That just adds to the charm of it, The
NBA Jam that only has Scott Skiles and some other random player because they couldn't license Shaq and Penny. Remember that one?
Where it's like,
it's Horace Grant. It was Horace Grant and Scott Skiles instead of Shaq and Penny. That's what it was.
Bro.
And the Bulls, it was like, the Bulls also had a version with Horace Grant, but they couldn't get like Jordan or Pippen. So you had BJ Armstrong.
Pippen. It was like Scottie Pippen and BJ Armstrong.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. That's right.
Scottie Pippen and BJ Armstrong.
Bring that back, man.
Dance. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a good birthday. Well, congratulations. Happy death of your youth, Emily. And we're excited to join you to full on adulthood. Upper 20s.
I think we're all wearing black today. Is that to mourn my youth? Oh,
yes.
Well, Jesse's not wearing black, but dark colors, I'll take it.
Yeah, close enough. Do you feel like an adult today?
I am tired. And
I asked her, did you wake up with any new aches? Do you need more?
Because like
do you need more comfortable shoes? Do you desire dinner at an earlier hour? Because these are all signs of impending adulthood.
I do want orthopedic shoes just because they look comfortable. Like, if they put a little pep in my step, I'm not going to be ashamed
Emily,
of them.
if I see you in Skechers anytime soon, like, just don't do it.
Skechers.
All right.
Skechers are back.
Hey, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, one of our favorite comedians, Dustin Nickerson, is on the show. He has a new book out. You might have seen him making the late night talk show rounds this week. And of course, he's going James Corden. He's doing all the national media. And then the crescendo, the apex is here today.
All led to this.
His
whole career. We're not talking about this book or this special. We're talking about his time on Earth. Right. It has led to this moment. So
that's right.
Congratulations to Emily on adulthood and Dustin on finally arriving. And we presume you will retire immediately after this episode airs.
Well, there's nowhere to go but down for both Emily and Dustin Nickerson. So,
downhill, quickly downhill.
Hey guys, this is the first time we've been together since Wyoming. I haven't seen Derek in a little while because he was changing the world last week. On the other end of the spectrum, the week before you were out there changing the world, I was beating your butt in dominoes in Wyoming.
Bro, first of all, relax. First of all, we played dominoes till 3 a.m. So it's like most of his wins are happening between the hours of 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. So
they cracked Jesse. They cracked my strategy. Literally, it's longevity. I would sleep until the afternoon. So I am daisy fresh at midnight. I'm ready to go.
This man woke up at 1 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Well, 4:30 one day.
4 o'clock. Oh my God. I was like, bro. We were like, yo, somebody got to go check on Cameron. I think he might not be alive in his cabin. Please, dude, somebody check on him.
The first day we were there, Jesse, I had 2 hours sleep the night before. Yeah. And so when I showed up, like my friends looked at me and went, man, you look tired. Are you okay? And I was like, I feel okay. I mean, just a day of travel, whatever.
And he looked so tired. He looked sad, bro. No lie. I was like, what?
And so I go to bed at like 11, and then I slept until 4:30 the next afternoon. What actually happened is I woke up around 1, looked at the clock and thought, I missed breakfast and lunch. And so I just rolled back over to take a nap. And I then woke up at 4:30. And I woke up feeling great. And like, let's play dominoes all night. Well, these guys have been going all day.
Yeah.
And so like
some of them didn't get the opportunity. Humans. Yeah, some of them didn't sleep for 20 hours straight. And then the next 20 hours last night. I feel great. Fresh.
But like I went 4:30 the next day. I slept till 1. The next day it was like 11. So like I was getting back to normal, But no, we had a great time.
I do want to ask Derek one question because Derek Cameron came back and he has beside him what appears to be, like we mentioned last week, one of those like jugs of water that they have at the office that's like flipped upside down that use little paper cups. It seems to be one that he's holding the other direction with a handle, and he's drinking no less than 35 gallons of water.
It's a gallon of water a day. That's what we're doing.
And he informed me that a lot of the guys made the determination during the trip that they were going to go on a health kick that mainly involves just the consumption of a preposterous amount of water. Okay. Just an extreme hydration routine. Derek, what did you make any life-changing health decisions coming out of this trip?
No, I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, no. Okay, so did y'all see a few days ago Pat Riley talking about after the Miami Heat season, he did the press conference, and the clip that started to go viral was when he talked about Kyle Lowry, their point guard, and he was like, the Heat are very famous for having very high standards for physical fitness, and Kyle Lowry is a little doughy for an NBA player.
Yeah, he a little doughy for sure.
And Pat Riley said, and the quote went out there, like, we are going to address the shape he's in, and we're going to get it better and whatever. I realized that that's what happened to me because I got a text from one of the guys on the trip, the day we got back, and he's like, hey, there's a couple of us that are going to do this kind of health and wellness reset thing. Do you want to join us? And I realize now in hindsight, it's like, they were like, man, we got to rope Cameron in on this because he needs some Kyle Lowry attention. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just love, it appears to be mainly centered on, like I said, just a borderline dangerous amount of water that you're attempting to consume.
Now, why did nobody hit me up?
You were busy in DC changing the world, man. We weren't going to like,
I'll try to be on the water diet.
Dude, we're doing.
Overhydrate yourself? Is that a thing? Like
I don't
too
think
much
so.
water?
I mean, if you drown, that's probably bad. But I mean, I don't think you.
Probably.
I think that needs to be looked into. You said it with such a lack of confidence, Cameron, that I really feel like before your kidneys are like you're literally drowning your kidneys right now. Like
how much water you got to drink, bro?
A gallon a day.
Can you poison yourself with
Please
water?
tell me.
This is a gallon. This is a gallon, and I got to get through a gallon a day. It's what now? 1:00 Eastern. This is my 1:00 mark. I'm right on schedule. I'm drinking exactly what I should.
That's not crazy, is it, Jesse? Is a gallon crazy?
It just when he picks up the bottle and puts it next to his head, and it's bigger than his head. It is.
There's no way that's
scary.
a gallon. There's
a gallon.
way that is one liquid gallon.
128 ounces right here, buddy.
See, I always think
it is a big water bottle.
That's 100.
Or he just casually will pick it up. Out
It's 100 right there. That's 28.
And it's like, oh my gosh, like you could kill someone with that.
when
Hey, I'll
you're
tell.
like running errands, are you bringing that with you? Like
No,
if you're going to the store,
I just have it at the house
before, and then you chug when you get back.
You
basically.
should get a Camelback like mountain bikers wear. That has
Just wear a backpack of water?
No, one of the helmets that has like the straw.
Oh yeah, the beer
and all
helmets.
that.
Yeah.
Right, well, fanny
Water
packs
bottles.
are having a moment right now. Maybe you can
They
just
are
get
having
one
a
of them.
y'all cooking my bro for trying to get healthy.
Hey.
Good for you, Cameron. I'm good. I'm glad that
Thank
you
you.
know what I'm saying, got your
Hey.
Kool-Aid jug full of water. It's all good, bro. Man.
When people get on me about hydration, I just show them the side of the can of Coke I'm drinking, and I'm like, this thing says this is about 99% water, okay? I'm pretty sure the primary ingredient in my soda or whatever is water. So just because there's some stuff added
bruh.
doesn't
You
take
know,
away the hydration.
That used to be my mindset, but the issue is the sodium and the sugar in your soda. That's the issue. It's not the 99%, it's that 1%. But anyway, I'll tell you this. The other thing we're doing, so Derek, we're doing this thing called like Hard 70 or something like that. And so every day you got to read 10 pages of a book, nonfiction book. You got to work out 45 minutes twice a day. You got to drink a gallon of water a day. You got to be on some sort of, health or healthy eating plan. It doesn't matter which one. And there's a couple other things too. So it's like a kind of holistic, just kind of reset. The reason why I'm doing it is because I had after Wyoming, I have 2 weeks of normal life before I go on a cruise next week. So I was like, I'm going to take these 2 weeks and kind of like get Wyoming out of my system and prepare for the cruise. That's what I'm doing because I ain't doing this on the cruise. I'll tell you that much right now.
Nah, no lie though. Like, okay, Wyoming and then going to DC. Everybody knows DC got some great food.
Oh, yeah.
So it's some really, really good food up there. I got home. I was like, fam, it's a wrap. Like, I'm just going to eat strawberries for a day. I'm going to eat apples the next day. Like, I was like, I have to detox from all of the eating out. You just don't realize how much like eating out, not being at home, not having a routine, like how it could really weigh you down. It's not even the fact that I think I gained a lot of weight. It's just I don't feel right. I feel heavy. Like I feel sluggish. I feel all that. You know what I mean? So
me too.
I see it.
Whether I'm on the road or whether I'm at home. It's Chick-fil-A, it's Wendy's, it's Taco Bell. I keep it consistent, guys. It's about consistency. It's letting the body determine how to metabolize the fuel that you're giving it every day. Right. And the great thing about those restaurants is anywhere in the country you go, they're plentiful. So that's just one man strategy. Okay.
If you just always feel bad, you'll never know that you feel bad.
It's just my normative state is feeling like I just ate Taco Bell because there's a high likelihood I just ate Taco Bell.
Hey, I had a theory for a decade that I consumed a whole lot of the hot tamales candy, and I just figured like I have a gelatinous coating all within me. I've preserved myself, and I had no health issues. I never had to go to the doctor. I was like healthy all the time, and I just ate an inordinate amount of Diet Coke and hot tamales. And I think that just kind of like, I agree with you, Jesse. Just make your body have to adapt.
Every health nutritionist is cringing right now.
Okay, but there's always those stories of like someone who's 110 years old and you ask them what the secret is, and it's like
bourbon and pizza
I
or
drank
something.
3 Dr. Peppers every single day.
Every day, and I ate a Big Mac every day, and it's just like, come on, everybody's
always have the most unhealthy lifestyles, and they live forever.
Always.
But you know what, Emily, I think that's a great point. Yeah, no, I think that also is the fact that you don't put so much pressure on yourself to look a certain way. You just let life come. I think that's health too. Is the idea of you just don't have all this pressure. Like I gotta have, an 8-pack. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I think there's validity to that, Emily.
Speaking of, so do I. I think sometimes you just gotta live life. You know what I mean? Like you can't
live moss.
Yeah, thank you for saying it, because I want to circle back to Taco Bell just briefly. I don't know if you saw they got burned. Well, I don't even know if it's a burn. It was just hilarious. So they recently brought back the Mexican pizza. I think we've addressed this on the show. What a weird item to be relevant again in 2020. But anyway, they tweeted out a couple days ago that they underestimated how the demand for the product, and so they're having to temporarily take it off the menu. And while they have to restock ingredients. So they said, we promise it's here to stay, but we need some time to replenish our supplies. They tweeted that out, very serious tone. The Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, the verified account of the New England, Ohio Regional Sewer District replied just simply, we'll be ready. And that tweet went viral, that the sewer systems are preparing for the next round of Mexican pizza. And I couldn't help but think, the person who manages the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District Twitter account, first off, props to the New England, Ohio Regional Sewer District for having a Twitter account to keep the residents abreast of the latest sewage news. I'm very impressed that there's someone in their office that manages the Twitter account for a sewage district. That's pretty progressive thinking for the sewage district.
Very much. Very much.
I love that the manager of the social media account for this sewage district has the leash to just be like, hey, if you get an opportunity to throw a quick burn in there every once in a while, you take it. You take it. They don't come often, but you manage the Twitter account of a sewage district, okay? Take what you can get. And this was their moment, and they owned it. And, speaking of living moss, Emily, I want to get this person on the show, because this is likely their career highlight at this point.
Yeah.
It's likely the highlight.
This is the peak.
This is their Dustin Nickerson moment,
This is probably the all-time high point for the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, if I can go out on a limb,
I back you up on that statement.
Yeah. Burning Taco Bell to the tune of thousands of likes and retweets. It's not every day it happens. So hats off.
That's amazing. Well, hey, Derek, I'll just tell you, if you want to start feeling better, I'm 11 days in on this water thing. Aside from just the exercise and just, all the other stuff, the water, man, I'm sleeping better. I'm I feel better. I haven't cut out Diet Coke sometimes or whatever, but it's like a treat at dinner. Is after I've done my gallon, I can have my one Diet Coke of the day or whatever, but I'm telling you, this water thing, I shedding weight just because of the water. It's crazy.
Let's get it,
dude.
Hey, look. I got my mirror bottle. I mean, it's not a gallon, but
See, that's a normal water bottle.
You know what though? You'll have to do seriously 8 of those to do a gallon.
Not at all. Not at all. That's 4.
You think it's 4?
Definitely.
That is what? That's 20 ounce?
Nah, it's way more than 20. Definitely 48, probably.
It is a very large bottle.
A 20 ounce is like a
Coke can is 12. So there's how many Coke cans?
A bottle.
3?
So a bottle of Coke is 20 ounces. Like a little small joint you get from the gas station. A water bottle, like an Aquafina or a Dasani, that's 20 ounces.
I think one of the guys is using that same bottle, and he said he has to do 4 or 5 a day of those.
Definitely 4 for sure at minimum.
That is
4.
That is a tremendous amount of water. That doesn't seem healthy to me.
I'm on my second iced coffee of the day, and I'm feeling great.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can see how much water I'm drinking right now. That's all I filled it to because I'm not drinking any more of that. This is about, I don't know the measurement, but it's not much that I'm consuming. It's just enough to keep the throat moist during a recording. That's all I need. My hydration comes from other sources.
The Lord. Hey, you know what?
Kidneys look like a California raisin. Boy.
Hey, that's what I felt like. I'll tell you what, before this, I hated water. I never drunk water, plain water. Like I would maybe put a little Mio flavoring in or whatever. I hated water. Right. I would drink lemonade, whatever. And drinking water, it took about 5 days because I hate it. I just, it's pointless. It tastes like nothing, right? But
it just keeps you alive.
After
most
about,
of your body's made out of it. But
I'm telling you though, after about 5 days, it flipped, and I crave water now, and then I don't crave the other drinks. It's really weird. Like something switched. So
yeah, I don't really drink Cokes like that anymore, and I try to drink a decent amount of water, maybe not a gallon, but try to drink a decent amount. But yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I go to restaurants now, it's like I want water more than I want like the sugary stuff. But I do enjoy a good Pepsi every now and again. No, I ain't gonna lie.
I think moderation. Everything's good. He said, Pat Riley said, I definitely think he can be in better shape. We'll address it and try to help him. And I think that was the motive behind some of the guys on our trip reaching out to me and making me do this. So just FYI, me and Kyle Lowry
has never been ripped though. That's the thing. I don't even want to know what a ripped Kyle Lowry is going to look like. It's going to be weird. It's almost like those real life, you ever seen those real life designs of SpongeBob? Like if SpongeBob was like, that's what I think Kyle Lowry with like ripped was going to look like. It's terrifying.
The Heat have this like the Heat culture thing, whatever. They have like a requirement of like no more than 8% body fat for their players. Like Kyle, like is way above that. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
all right. Quick, I just want to give one update. I am on. It looks like they now have an acronym people are just using for them, which NEORSID. That's Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. A lot of people are tweeting them. Stakem just tweeted W, and they put it on the board. They retweeted it. It also appears that the person who runs the account, has had some discussions with management because they said, so it just was on all lowercase posts that said, so we hit 30,000 followers. My boss wants to know what happens now. What do I tell her? I have a feeling this Twitter manager just went rogue with the Taco Bell thing, and now they're just riding the wave. Let's see what happens because Stakem's on board now. Stakem, Sweet, and W's. We know they've been in on the Twitter game. It appears management is now involved.
Yes.
But it seems like, according to the latest tweets, they're turning the attention to letting all their new followers know about the danger of flushable wipes on the sewer system. So, hey, build a platform and then use it. So, good job once again. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. Good job, Stakem. Okay, stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz. You're listening to Mr. Wives. The song is Where Do We Go From Here? Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again, Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
Normally, Tyler would join us to bring us Relevant Buzz, but Tyler is on a plane right now going to Paris. So he's missing this week.
Oh, it's lit.
Yeah, he's going there for somewhere between 3 months and a year. We have no idea. But
it's lit.
I don't think he knows either.
He doesn't.
Does the French government know? It seems like they would have some interest. Yeah.
I will check on him in October because I'm going to go visit him. So that'll be fun. We'll do a live.
Oh, it's even more lit. That's crazy.
It's going to be cool. I checked. He's going to be over there. He said he had a guest room, Derek. I'm like, wait, free? Are you going to charge me or can I stay? And he's like, dude, come anytime. And I checked my Delta miles. More than enough for me and Cohen to go round trip. So we're going for free.
What are you going to do on the plane with your water situation? Because
by then, this is October. I will absolutely have relapsed back to my Diet Coke face. I mean, don't worry about it. This is a temporary reset.
Let's keep this realistic now.
I ain't bringing a gallon of water on a plane. I'll be walking back and forth nonstop. Yeah. All right. So bringing us the buzz, what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture. Please welcome Emily. Tell us what's going on.
Okay. Well, hello again. I mean, I've been here the whole time, but all right. To start this off, I want to talk about this new artificial intelligence tool named, I'm going to say Dolly. I don't know if that's right, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it.
Like it's Wally?
Dolly. It's like Wally, but with a D. So it's Dolly, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dolly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dolly. So it is an AI that just helps. It can turn words into images, and it has a lot of different uses, but it appears to be developing a mind of its own and is creating a very strange language that some internet users think is kind of a demonic language. Obviously for multiple reasons, we should be terrified of this.
Hold on. So let me wrap my head around this. So an image processing AI tool server is writing or making its own language now, and people are calling it demonic.
Yes. So it's producing these words that, like, again, I don't know exactly how the science works, but a PhD student has been studying it, and it appears as if the AI is talking about things like birds and bugs, and it basically is. He said, we discovered this produced text is not random, but rather reveals a hidden vocabulary that the model seems to have developed internally. So it's almost like the AI is trying to share something about nature, and so people on the internet are theorizing
about it. What's like demonic about birds? And
well, they ask it, who is this speaking to us? And it said I am Legion in Latin. And so I think that was the first red flag that we might
That's something might be
concerned here. No, I read this story too, Emily, and I saw like I think it kind of the string of letters and words of letters that make that the AI is now finding some correspondence with images. Like I guess the PhD student started looking at if it re-entered these random strings of kind of just strange words that I think if you were to kind of pronounce would sound like that's what makes it sound kind of scary. And then someone retweeted that, one of the signs of demon possession is speaking a language that no one's ever heard of. It's like in Catholic exorcism school, they said, hey, if that happens, that's one of the signs of demon possession. But I guess when the student fed some of these random strings of characters back in, it would produce images, and the images were pretty accurate every time it put these strings of letters back in, that the AI was creating strings of letters that weren't just random, that it was using to like organize images, but no one taught it to do this. No one taught it to create its own kind of word association with imagery. And that's why, people I have seen that there are some like data scientists that are skeptical that the AI is actually inventing a language, but some of the early results, it does appear it's kind of to some degree creating a mind of its own. But to be fair, it is artificial intelligence.
Right. That's, isn't that the point though? Like making it AI, isn't this part of what we would have expected it to do? Or like, I don't get why this is demonic or a news story. No?
Oh, you're talking about demonic?
Well,
I don't know about that. I don't know how a computer can be demonic, but I will say I don't want my AI to do other than what I programmed it to do. Like, I think that's kind of
the fact that it's evolving past its intended purpose.
This is the beginning of a sci-fi movie.
It's not what I want. I want you to just group the pictures.
I don't want you to talk to another computer about it.
Got it.
In a language I don't understand.
Got it. Y'all are plotting.
Yeah, sure. These look like, they're just talking about birds and bugs. That's all. Nothing, just innocent stuff, not the global takeover of humanity and ways to, enslave us and mine us for energy to power their super servers. That's not going to happen.
All right. What else is going on?
Well, in some less scary science news and something that's actually very exciting, there is a new cancer drug trial that currently has a 100% success rate of all of its patients entering into remission from cancer, which
100%.
A lot of scientists are 100%.
Wow.
So the trial is still ongoing, but there have been 18 patients so far, and they all had the same type of cancer. It was rectal cancer in early stages, but every single one has entered remission following treatment. And the doctor leading the study said this is the first time this has ever happened in the history of cancer where every single person has had a 100% success rate of entering into remission. So there's still, obviously, there's so much that needs to be done and still more testing to be done. But so far, it seems like this could kind of be the cure that everyone's been like hoping and waiting for. And what's also what's like really encouraging is all the patients, like no one's had to have any additional chemotherapy or any additional surgeries. There hasn't been any major side effects, which is obviously a really difficult part of cancer treatment. Is you have cancer, you feel awful the whole time. So this could be the cure. Right now, it is pretty expensive. It's $11,000 a dose, and you do it.
Gracious.
Yes, it's definitely not cheap. And you do it every 3 weeks for 6 months. So it's a lot of money.
So the one side effect is you'll be broke, but you're alive. That's alive. Good.
So obviously the hope is that, if this does get passed, this would be significantly cheaper, or that your insurance would just completely cover it. But it is really exciting. And what could be great is if this, is able to cure all forms of cancer, then hopefully there will be one day where an entire generation, they don't have to necessarily be so scared about getting cancer because there is this cure out there that can solve the problem. So I was really encouraged to hear that.
I'm going to live to 140 years old on nothing but hot tamales, Diet Coke, and cancer pills. Just FYI.
And approximately 27 gallons of filtered water.
Of water.
Every hour. Every hour. Yeah.
Every year for about a month or two. And then 10 months of Diet Coke, 2 months of water.
I'm hydrated. Like some animals hibernate. They just get all their sleep all at once.
Yeah.
Cameron hydrates all at once.
Yeah. Done.
So that, for a couple of weeks, he's just pounding waters. But then dries a bone all year. It's a weird system.
They reset. It's shock and awe, man. You go all in, all out. No moderation. That's how I live. All right. What else you got, Emily?
The last thing I want to talk about is, we've been talking about Netflix and just their interesting strategies over the last
struggles. The fact that they're losing 2 million customers right now.
Yeah. And probably some more. But we'll see that report when it comes out. But they've been announcing a lot of different things to kind of try to get back where they were and fix things. And so their latest decision that they've made is that they are no longer going to produce these pricey projects, or like these pricey niche products like Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. And they're going to focus more on kind of bigger blockbusters that are going to bring in a wider audience, because they are saying that these kind of artistic films only bring in a certain type of audience, and they don't want to spend as much money on that. I think it's an interesting move, because I think
so. They're going to just go
Netflix
broad, dumbed down CBS type stuff. That's what they're going for now. That's a new strategy.
It kind of seems like that, which is just really interesting, because we've talked about like HBO, Apple TV. They are really investing in these
prestige.
This prestige film and TV. And so for Netflix to say, we're not going to do that, we're just going to do these quite honestly predictable movies. I watched like a couple different movies on Netflix for the last few weeks, and I feel like I watched the same one, because they're just all the same at this point, and there's nothing new or interesting about it. And so I'm very curious to see how this strategy works, if it's going to work like they hope it does. I am skeptical personally, but
so they're just going for lowest common denominator and less expensive. They're going to be their niche. Great.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily less expensive, because some of these are still pretty pricey, but they think they'll bring in more audience, so it's worth it.
They're going broad.
Like Stranger Things, they spent millions of dollars per episode. Right. So,
well, a couple years ago, they had real ambitions to make to get a film, to get several projects noticed by like the Academy Awards. They felt like, hey, if we have, if our films are being recognized, on the Hollywood's, biggest award show, that means we're a legit film studio, not just a tech platform.
Right.
Like, I think that was, they wanted people to kind of shift their thinking, that just like, you look at like MGM or Paramount, or these, these Hollywood studios of, of the early days, they still have prestige, kind of connected to their names. And I think Netflix wanted to do that for a while, and they started producing, like you said, some of these. I've seen like a lot of industry articles call them like vanity projects. That hey, Martin Scorsese, here's all the money you want. Create a 4.5-hour film where we have to CG Robert De Niro's body. People are gonna love it. You know what I mean? Like, I think they just realized, hey, maybe we should just spend money a little bit better. So that's why they're doing like 6 seasons of Floor Is Lava and 10 terrible Ryan Reynolds sci-fi family movies. Like, it is just basically, what can we do to kind of dumb it down a little and just get, kind of be like the every person streaming service, where, like you said, Apple's doing the opposite direction. It's all prestige.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those, if you can't beat them, just do something else. I really feel like they did dabble in prestige, and then Apple and HBO came in and said, nah, we got this. And Netflix doesn't know what to do, so they're just going to be dumb and cheap, and that's going to be their lane. Great. Yeah, weird dating shows, baking, and just insane game shows.
But they got some pretty good baking shows, so I think I'll keep my subscription and watch the baking shows.
I would be interested to see how much, let's take like that one, Is This Cake, right? Where it's a show.
I hate that show.
Hey, I love that show. That mug is my favorite. But who said they hate it? Is it Cameron?
Yeah, I like it's just stupid.
Everything that's
it's just like, is it cake or is it not cake? Okay, it's cake. That's it.
Good.
But I would love, Netflix is notoriously private with their data, but I would love to see how many hours of that show has been watched, which is hosted by and no, I'm not throwing shade, it is what it is, Mikey Day, like a third string SNL guy. Okay, he's deep on the bench when it comes to SNL people.
Okay. I didn't even know he was on SNL. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so deep on the bench. How many people have watched a show with a SNL third stringer, cutting open cakes to see if they're actually made of sponges, versus a film made by maybe the greatest living filmmaker that it was his like magnum opus on morality,
I watched
faith,
it.
violence, and you know, reflecting
Never
on
seen
the consequences of the culmination of the moral decisions you've made over your life. I bet Is It Cake has way more viewing hours.
Oh yeah.
Cake show. Give me the cake show.
My thing is, if the show would be better as a TikTok account, don't make it a TV show. Because I would follow a TikTok account of Is It Cake or Not, and I can get the whole episode in about 12 seconds. Here's a picture of the thing.
cannot.
Let's slice into it. There you go.
I feel like you were a fan of Quibi when it was out, Cameron.
I never,
Just like the little.
I and everybody else never once watched Quibi.
Cameron, you a big hater, bro. Is It Cake is fire, bro. And I never heard of no Irishman or Scottishman or whatever.
Well, it's on Netflix. You can go search for it.
If you need a solid nap, Derek, and have trouble falling asleep, I highly
Do you not
recommend
like
the film.
mob movies? Do you not like The Godfather? It's that.
I do, and I like Scorsese movies. I just
Let
felt
me
like
ask you a
it just felt
question.
so long, man.
Is
I
there a
loved it.
cake in it that you can't tell is a cake? If it's a cake in it, you don't know if it's a cake or not. I'm gonna probably watch it. If it's not, then we probably not gonna watch it.
Oh
See,
my
I love
gosh.
that the board meetings at Netflix too, because I watch. My guilty pleasure is some of the dating shows. Not gonna lie, they're like, okay, it's a dating show, but wait. They can't see each other and have to get married immediately. And they see each other for the first time at the wedding. And I'm in. It's a baking show, but wait, half the cakes aren't actually cakes. I'm in. Like,
Man.
let's just come up with, let's find a genre and just find a twist and spend $20 million and make a bunch and see if people will binge it. That's the strategy. And honestly, I don't hate it. I don't hate
How
it.
many Floor is Lava? I watch it. Floor is
I love
Lava.
it.
I'm with it, bro.
You know-
Just released season 2.
Exactly. Me and my
you know
kids,
what's-
we
You know
watch that
what's
stuff all
better?
the
You know what's
time.
better than Floor is Lava? Is
What's that?
Cohen and I are watching this obsessively. I've never laughed more at an actual show, like out loud laughter, than Holy Moly, the extreme mini golf show by Steph Curry.
Yep.
And it's kind of like what you like about Floor is Lava, because it's like people jumping and falling and junk like that. And it's a challenge or whatever. Rob Riggle and the announcers, and like just, it is so funny. Like laugh out loud, hilarious. Watch Holy Moly. It's great with your family, with your friends.
Yo, so there's another show that I've been watching. Oh, I didn't know this. It's a Netflix show too. Look, my kids are on all the Netflix shows. I come in one day and they're watching this show, and a lady is sitting in a chair, and there's a big dryer swinging from the top of the barn, swinging towards her face. And if she flinches, she gets dumped in some water with a bunch of vegetables in it. I'm like, dog, this is the best show ever made. It's called Flinch. Like, and they just put you in situations where if you flinch, you get like electrocuted or something. And like, dog, it's perfect.
Dude, Netflix has some wild stuff that they just never marketed. They have a show that's just who can stay up the longest. It's literally, it's just people
I saw that
sitting
one.
around.
I remember.
Yeah, I watched a show one time, and yeah, I could not believe this was on TV. And I don't know, I've never talked to one other person who's ever seen it. The premise of the show is to find out if you can get a normal person to do put them in a scenario where they will do something awful. They got regular people and they staged all of this, right? Everyone except for this unknowing person is an actor. To actually, regular people, like 3 of them did what they thought was committing an actual murder. Like, it was like, this show is insane. Did I watch it? Oh, heck yeah,
Absolutely.
I watched it. I am in. If you're telling me, hey, here's the premise of the show. Can I get just random people who signed up for a catering job to end the night by committing a real murder? I'm in. You said enough. It's just weird ideas. And that's, I feel like that's just the whole strategy.
What was that show, or what was the network? It was a few years ago, but like they had like millions of pennies in front of them, and it was like 10 people, and they had to count They had to count for like 36 hours, count the pennies. People were falling asleep, people gave up, people whatever, and then whoever at the end got the most accurate count, because they're delusional, they're just like out of their mind tired, whoever got the most accurate count won like all the money, and it was like $50,000 or something like that. And if you didn't, if you were number 2, you got nothing. You just like psychological
It was a
torture.
waste.
It's just like
Yeah.
psychological torture. It's like literally like old torture methods. It was a game show. I forget what channel that was on, but
I think that
That's
was a
what's
Netflix
wrong
show.
I think it was too.
That's what's wrong with us.
Yeah.
We just torture people for pleasure.
I know.
It's the Roman Coliseum. That's exactly what social media and media is. It's the Roman Coliseum.
That is.
Just from your phone. That's all it is.
It's like back in the day when
That is.
and Emily, I'm sure you and Tyler do this all the time, but whenever I would look at like web analytics, it was like in our editorial meetings, I'm like, man, this new investigative feature about some global crisis that, there's some creative solution to that is, 2,000 words long and really, enlightens an issue that we're going to spend all this time on and really change the world. It's really going to impact people. Who wouldn't want to read this? And then you're like, oh man, the listicle about matching pastors' genes into their theology that took 15 minutes to put together far outperformed that piece that took 6 months of research and travel.
Yeah.
I bet the Netflix executives do the same thing. They're like, hey, the show with sleepy people counting pennies is our biggest hit, but we can't put it up. We can't put it up there. It's got to be, Emily in Paris or one of these, fun shows that are, Stranger Things up there. I guarantee you they just keep those out of the algorithm, even though they know that's what the kids are watching.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a lot more stories like that we're covering every day. Make sure to make relevantmagazine.com part of your daily web browsing. We're covering the intersection of faith, life, and culture every day. Follow us on all the socials. All right, that'll do it for The Buzz. Stay tuned. Up next, Dustin Nickerson joins us.
I got my angels on deck, and my foot on saying that. I be thumbing through the pages of my Bible like a chat. If they coming at me wrong, call me Nike with the chat. When I calling on the Lord, I ain't calling on collect. They hit my line with a ring, told me pull up with the team. We gon' do a few things, bada boom, bada bing. How I'm rocking, I just need a sling. Hopping in the ring, tell Goliath he don't want no smoke. This highlight make him bling. You hit my line, you get the dial tone. Ain't nobody home. Sorry, Holmes, my heart ain't made of stone.
You're listening to Red Tips NYB. The song is Hit My Line. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times best-selling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now
wherever books are sold.
Well, our guest today is comedian Dustin Nickerson. He has a unique outlook on life and marriage, which he discusses in his new book, How to Be Married, parentheses, to Melissa, a hilarious guide to a happier, one-of-a-kind marriage. We sat down with Dustin to talk about the truth about marriage and why it's always important to find something to laugh about in life. Here's our conversation with Dustin Nickerson.
So I'm really excited to talk about your book, which is about marriage, a very interesting topic. What made you want to write this book?
I wanted to write a book because there was a global pandemic, still is, depending who you talk to, and the stand-up comedy was made illegal for like 2 years, or the better part of a year at least. And it's like, well, if there's ever a time to get into this book that I've always wanted to write, which the concept of this book is that marriage books are stupid and ridiculous, and no one could ever tell you how to be married because every marriage is so different, and two people with their stories and their junk and their history and their problems, all that stuff. Like the idea that anyone could ever then take what they know about marriage and tell you how to be married is laughable. So what we do is we just look in this book, took like the 10 most common points of tension in relationships, fights, sex, kids, money, faith, and just there's like little insight, but more so it's this is what this looks like for us. This is our story. So it's truly, I as far as I know, I am good at two things, comedy and being married to my wife. And even both of those, I'm pretty hit or miss at. So it's the only thing I was qualified to write a book on.
I'm curious, how did your wife feel when you told her you wanted to write a book about your marriage?
You know, we had this, I have a friend who just moved to Oregon, and last week we were hanging out, and he goes, you know, you and your wife have something pretty special. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. And he goes, because my wife would be very angry if I was going to write a book to air all our dirty laundry. And I had a good laugh over that. And I told Mel, and I think there was maybe some hesitation, but ultimately the book is, you know, I think she was excited because we think it's actually going to help people. I wouldn't have written if it didn't think actually, hey, this might be of encouragement to some people, if for no other reason that they will look at our dysfunction and go, hey, if those two are still making it, then we've got some hope too.
I feel like a lot of marriage books, it is typically maybe one person coming out saying, here's how my marriage works. And so I appreciate that you have kind of both perspectives. Did your wife help you write any of the book or give any input?
Well, so each chapter, she's got Mel's POV. She has little sections in each chapter where a lot of it is her setting a story straight of being like, hey, this is what actually happened here. I kind of describe it as she had kind of presidential veto power, and that anything she didn't want in got taken out, and anything that she thought, hey, we should add this, I would then find a way to work in. So, kind of like a producer almost of the book, whereas, I was the one writing it. But it's very much a collaborative thing, especially now that we're into like promotion and book launch and launch team and writing the author page. It's a lot of work. I had no idea. I don't know that. I don't know this world until now. And so it's very, very much I am the author of the book. This is very, very, very much our book, our project.
I'd love to hear, since really just over the last 2 years, everything that's happened, not just the pandemic, but everything that's gone on. How do you feel like your comedy set changed as you've gone back on tour? Or do you feel like it's changed?
Yeah, Roy Wood Jr., he said this a while back. He's, a fantastic comedian. He said, if you're talking about anything before Kobe died, then it feels so outdated. And I think there's a real truth to that, because so much has happened in such a highly consumed way that there is, even if it's not topically, there is a need to be in the room with people and experience what they are experiencing. So, I think for a while people were like saying like, oh, you can't do any more COVID jokes, no more mask jokes, no more vaccine jokes. And I understand what they're coming from there, but this has been so shaping and impactful for all of us that it's people compare it right to 9/11, because you go like, we're still talking about that. That's still a thing that just, it wasn't like an event that happened for 1 week. It was shaping us for years and will continue to shape us for years.
I really love hearing specifically from comedians, like, how do you feel like comedy helps shape maybe like general public's view of current events and topics like that? Yeah,
I mean, it depends on the comedian, right? I mean, there will always be, I think that different comedians play different roles within it. There will always be the controversial takes, the provocative takes. And I think that that's important within culture. I think that there are people that have to stoke the fire, and then there are, what I try and do more of is, or I should say, and then there's escapism comedy. There's folks who like, I'm not going to talk anything about it. And that's important too. And then there's this middle, which I feel like is what I try and do, which is I will talk about these things, but in a non-controversial way. And hopefully it'll be somewhat therapeutic. Like if I have a life thesis, it's that I'm trying to get people to take things less seriously. So that's what I like to do. And I think each of those are important. I think that controversial opinions are important, and takes and angles that you would have never thought of. And there is, a hugely important element of that. And there's also important to watch something that has nothing to do with anything going on in your life, so you don't have to think about it. And then I think the third one in there too is important, of like, no, we're talking about this, but it's with the sole intention of laughing about it. I'm not trying to teach you anything. There's no message in here, but let's make some jokes about this so that it has a little less power over us and it feels a little less serious to us, Yeah,
I love that you have that perspective, because I think, even going back to your book, I think there's some people that, obviously marriage is important and is a serious thing, but there's also a lot that we should laugh about and that we should be able to joke about.
Yeah, marriage is hard, but it is hilarious. It is very, very funny. Just the concept that two humans would merge and just make a life together. It's bonkers. It's insane.
That was comedian Dustin Nickerson. Make sure to check out his new book, How to Be Married to Melissa, a hilarious guide to a happier, one-of-a-kind marriage. All right, stay tuned. Up next is your feedback. Listening to Lazy. The song is Ego. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week we got talking about how, what show was it? It wasn't Top Gun. Was it Stranger Things? Brought back the Kate Bush song and it went to the top of the charts. Mm-hmm. So it got us thinking about what old song do you kind of love that you think needs new life? And so you guys hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and here's a few of our favorite replies.
This was a deep cut from David on Twitter, who said, and it's, it is what it is, but he said Vanilla Ice's Ninja Rap, not Ice Ice Baby, but the song featured in the Ninja Turtle movies from the 90s. I don't know if you guys remember this scene, but when I was like 8 years old at the Regal connected to the mall, this scene blew my mind. As I remember it, and I only want to keep it as I remember it. I don't care to go rewatch it because in my mind
it will not hold up. Yeah,
they're fighting the Foot Clan, the Ninja Turtles, out in the street. And somehow the fight, they fall through doors and into a nightclub where Vanilla Ice is on stage performing. Impromptu, Vanilla Ice writes and composes a song about the Ninja Turtles fighting on stage called it's Go Ninja, Go Ninja. You guys remember it? Go.
Of course.
The Ninja Turtles then abandon the fight. They then abandon the fight to join Vanilla Ice on stage, who is improvising this entire song to do a choreographed dance. In my mind, I was like, movies have peaked. They have peaked right now. This is nothing better has ever been put on screen. I don't know who came up with this, but enshrine that person, protect them at all costs because they are the world's greatest living artists. Yeah.
I just wish I had to check from the publishing on that scene, because you have an artist performing a song of one of the top franchises coming out. How much do you think he got paid for that? How much you think?
Not enough.
He hadn't been doing much since, so he's living on that Ninja Turtle.
No, he's not. Hold on. No, he's not. He's having to flip houses because he's broke. What are you talking about?
Well, the money just ran out from the Turtles royalties. And if I have anything to do after this pod, everyone go find this movie. I think it's on Netflix. Get it back in. Let's help Vanilla Ice out, because this was a bold move to do in the early 90s.
All right. So you want to have another show or movie bring back Vanilla Ice's Ninja Rap, which was specifically for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You wanted to come back in a new era, new show, like Stranger Things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And I want it to be, but it has to be done the same way.
Yeah.
It has to be nonsensical, and there has to be just impromptu choreographed dancing on a show that doesn't involve impromptu choreograph. You know what I'm saying? It's that's what we need. It's just too good not to do.
Love it. Okay. Well, here's a clip.
Yo. It's the Green Machine, gonna rock the town without being seen. Have you ever seen a turtle get down? Slamming and jamming to the new swing sound. Yeah, everybody let's move. Vanilla is here with a new jack groove. Gonna rock and roll the place with the power of the Ninja Turtle bass. Iceman, you know I'm not playing. Devastate the show what the turtles are saying. Ninja, ninja, rap. Ninja, ninja, rap. Ninja, ninja, rap. Go, 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 go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Obviously, I'm going to shout out Brendan, who mentioned Burnin' Up by the Jonas Brothers. As you know, I am just a sucker for a good boy band, so I will always say yes to bringing back some boy band hits. Burnin' Up was great. I remember where I was the day that music video dropped, changed my life. So
what? You remember where you were when a Jonas Brothers movie or music video dropped?
This can't be the most shocking thing about me. Do you know, like, if you know me, that is not like a crazy statement for me to say.
I remember where I was
to me, because that's crazy.
I remember where I was when I heard that like Biggie got shot. I don't remember where I was when a Jonas Brothers music video dropped.
Okay, we haven't seen the music video because it's very good. Clearly, Selena Gomez is in it. A very young Selena Gomez, because she's like 15, but. It's great. It's her pre-Beebs. Like, all right. It's just a really good one. So I would love if Burnin' Up came back. I remember every single word.
Here is a clip of Burning Up by the Jonas Brothers.
Yes.
Jesus.
You, baby.
All right, there's more where that came from. Go check it out. You can make your own playlist. Look at our mentions over at the Relevant Podcast Twitter account. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, at the beginning of the show, we acknowledged the death of downtown Emily Brown's youth and her entrance into full-on adulthood in her upper 20s, now being 27. So we want to ask you guys for any tips for Emily. Any of y'all who are a couple years ahead of her or you're in their 30s, we want you to send downtown Emily Brown, some tips on how to thrive in this new season, this final chapter of her life, which is adulthood.
Final?
Yeah.
Dang.
Youth and adulthood. That's it. That's all you got. 2 chapters.
That's all we get.
I know. I just don't. The fact that this is now the final chapter, that's just hitting me. I don't think I like that.
It's a final count.
We had to say
All right. So hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast.
Yes.
Or if you see us, post us on Instagram or something else, you can answer there.
Great.
Tips for Emily's adulthood so she can make the most of it. There you go. Well, before we wrap things up today, I want to thank Dustin Nickerson for joining us. You can check out his new book, How to Be Married to Melissa. It is out now. It's a great read. He's hilarious. And if you don't follow him on IG, follow him on IG. He's great. All the clips he posts of his comedy. Good dude. A couple of housekeeping notes. Make sure to check out Relevant Plus. If you like this podcast, it's more of what you like and ad-free. You get a special edition of this podcast released early with no ads. You also get an enhanced edition, ad-free edition of our quarterly digital magazine. You get exclusive content and features, unlimited access on our site, and ad-free reading at relevantmagazine.com. So much more. There's a lot of stuff. Go check it out. The plans are at relevantmagazine.com. Just click on the Plus tab, and it'll tell you all about it. Plans start at as low as $250 a month. Also, if you haven't checked out our store in a while, do it. You can click right there on the store tab on our site, on our nav. There's podcast fan gear, merch, magazines, and a lot more. We got a good little deal going on right now, too. Go check it out. Relevant Store. Also, make sure to make relevantmagazine.com a part of your daily browsing. We're publishing great new content all day, every weekday, covering the intersection of faith, life, culture, and justice. relevantmagazine.com. Bookmark it. Check it out. And follow us on all the socials, too. There you go. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
We will see you next time. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I'm pretty sure the primary ingredient in my soda or whatever is water.
Relevant Podcast Network. Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.